Hey everybody, good afternoon to you. Sunday afternoon, just after 3:30 p.m. Let me tell you, it is much, much nicer in here. Just came in from putting the horses in the barn so they don't get wet and cold. My horses don't ever have to really worry much about that, but they were wild. They were crazy because the wind's blowing, winds are strong, it's getting cold rapidly for them outside, and they were just excited. They were nuts. So still catching my breath from that, but wanted to warm up a little bit and talk about the weather going on around the region. So here is I-35 southbound at 175th Street over in East Central Kansas. You guys can see how the winds are rocking the camera through there. It's been snowing over there. We're having strong flurries that picked up about 25 minutes ago. And it just continues over there. So actually, let's kind of go around the region. Let's go over here about west 151st Street, south of Overland Park. Same thing there. So you guys can see the pavement is dry. It's warm. So these are just flurries coming down with a bunch of wind. So not seeing any impacts. I mean, we'd have to get some wet pavement that froze in a hurry. And I don't really see a lot of that going on. There's one little area that I'm going to watch for that to develop as the temperatures are right now hitting 32 degrees, actually right behind this snow line, 32 and dropping. But I think most of these areas north of about this area, let me see here. North of, I'm at 167th Street. Let's see if this cam will come up. Got pretty lucky in that I don't think they got any rain. So you guys are over there in this area, let me know if it rained, maybe just a little bit. Maybe we got a sleet mix, and then it just went straight to snow. So yeah, it should really not cause any impacts, and except for a few bands of really heavy snow, and I think we might see that within the next hour. But visibility is great right now, so not really seeing anything develop right now. Let's go over here on the Missouri side. I think snow has just started to pick up over here. Let's look at Belton. Yeah, here we go. Here is I-49 northbound in Missouri at 58. So this is Belton. Looking back southwest is where this is looking at. So snow flurries there as well. And our KC Scout Map's not lighting up any significant traffic impacts, really anything at all up and down the region. So let's go a little bit, let's go south of Harrisonville here. Let's look right at Harrisonville right now. So same situation there. So map was indicating some slow going there. Not sure if there's a few patches there on the roadway that you guys can see that are maybe slick. Not sure about that. But there's a yellow caution there for this little stretch of pavement. This is just at I-49 southbound at Missouri 2 there in Harrisonville. So watch out. There was supposed to be a little bit of a rainy mix in this before this developed into the snow that we're seeing now. So once you see snow flurries, it's going to stay snow. But definitely could be a few slick spots out there looking like maybe southbound I-49. So let's go ahead and take a look at the radar. Before we do today's weather coverage, absolute big thank you to Renee. Give Renee a call at Homeland Realty. She is your, whether you want to buy, whether you want to just invest, give Renee a call. Let her know what's on your mind, whether you're searching for your dream home or looking for that perfect investment property, personalized service and expert guidance every step of the way. Check her out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Renee Welliver LaRosen, Realtor with Homeland Realty in Adrian. So let's take a look at radar, see exactly what's going on right now. And here we go. Let me go ahead and stop the radar because this was my area that I was trying to find on the cameras, and the Scout cameras don't come this far south. So actually coming into Butler right now, radar says precipitation type that there was actually a rain mix. So I don't know if this is true or not. If there is, it doesn't last very long. But right here between Butler and Rich Hill, there might be a rain-snow mix hitting about right now. It could be all snow. Actually, I'm just hearing it's snowing pretty good in Butler. So maybe this didn't happen. But I am watching these areas to the south as they come across our major interstates and highways, looking to put down a little bit of rain, a little bit of sleet mix before it turns to snow. So that's what our radar P-types are indicating. Not sure if we'll see that or not because, like I say, it's cooling off really fast. It's already 32 degrees right behind the snow line. So not sure if we'll see that. But a few slick spots are possible to develop. It's not widespread, but they could be anywhere here, Sheldon, Milo, Nevada, as we come up I-49. So just be watching out for that. But right behind that, it's going to start snowing. And once it starts snowing, that's what you've got for the next few hours. And let's go ahead and look at data because the timing of this has flattened out a little bit. here we go. So this is about right now. This is model data. This is not what is happening right now, but it looks the same. So as we go into the next couple of hours, I do look for a couple of heavier bands to intensify coming across Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, Joplin, over to Butler and south, down picking up Eldo, Lamar, and Greenfield on their way over to Bolivar, where you guys just got done with severe thunderstorms just east of Bolivar. So that is crazy. Within the next hour and a half, your temps are going to plummet to 32 degrees, and you're going to pick up snow. So an insane day for like Bolivar, Buffalo, Lebanon. I cannot even believe that. I've never seen that. So that's what happens. And then watch, this just kind of flattens out. And I think we stay in the snow flurries. I'm up to about 6 p.m. now. There's 7 p.m., 8, 9, could be almost 10 before the snow flurries are completely out of the area. So still not really expecting accumulation except for maybe those grassy surfaces, but everything's still pretty warm because it was warm. But anyway, so we're looking for that little transition zone, really anywhere between Butler and Joplin. If slick spots are going to develop out on the roadways, I'm saying that that's where it is, just because that will be the area that picks up maybe a little bit of rain before this all turns to snow. But I'm not exactly sure that's happening. I think it may all just be snow. So we'll go back out to current radar for just a second, and we'll explore that with you. So it looks to me like heavier snow is just out east of Harrisonville, popping through Lewisburg right now. So between Stillwell, Lewisburg, and Drexel. And then it's going to make its way over to, it's going to stay just south of Belton and cruise through peculiar Harrisonville, pick up Archie, Adrian, Passaic, and on down to Butler as well. So that is your current situation. Let's go over and take a little bit of a wider look out here regionally. Let's go to composite radar and see what is left of this storm. Here we go. So it is snowing all the way out towards Garnett, Richmond, out towards Ottawa, where it's about 34 degrees right now. So between 32 and 34. But yeah, so I'm getting word it is a slight mix around the Butler area. Nothing impacting, though. It's exactly what's showing up on radar. Slight mix south of Butler, but not impacting travel. That is a report from right out on the roads right now. That's awesome. So that is south of Butler. So again, if you're just jumping on the stream here, this represents it pretty well. Just kind of watching this little area south of Butler because it could put down a little bit of rain, and then temperatures. Go ahead. Temperatures are on, so yeah, it's going to be 32 to 34 there real quick. So anything, if it does put down a little bit of moisture, it's going to freeze right behind that. So, and then a few flurries on top of that. So wouldn't be surprised to see a few slick spots develop. I'm looking south of Butler, Rich Hill, and south, but nothing there yet. And it's going to go pretty quick. So, but then it kind of slows down. Did you see on data a second that snow is going to hang out a little bit, but we're not too worried about that. It's just flurries. And the ground is still pretty warm. So that is what we're watching right now. Let me put the radar in motion and you guys can see exactly where you are, what is coming your way. So it looks like if I stop the radar, our mix is just starting to impact Butler there, but I bet out in Amoret, I bet it is it's just a mix right now of everything. A little bit of sleet in there. Here's a couple of little radar returns giving me a little bit of sleet around State Line Road and Wakefield Road, but it's just about to turn to all snow as you get out here towards Trading Post. So there is your up to the second radar. Should be snow flurries if we go a little bit further, not much at all to the north, up here to Amsterdam, Lacine, and Lynn Valley. You guys should be all seeing snow flurries right now. So good afternoon to my peeps in Drexel. Hope you guys are staying warm. We've had some interesting wind reports today, not unexpected. Here is a 70 mile per hour wind report just out to the east of Overland Park. Let's take a look at that. 70 mile per hour measured wind gust by a storm spotter, and that was at 1:52. So that's been a little bit. So lots of reports of down tree limbs, about 1 inch tree diameter limbs have come crashing down with these upwards of 50 mile per hour winds that are sweeping through the area. So that is going to persist. And I actually have some data to show you on that as well. So that is not all rain. There's your precipitation type. So there's your current radar. Let's hop back to models for just a second. And let me do a little bit of wizardry here and show you the winds. Let me back up to about where we are right now. So actually, we're expecting the strongest wind gusts out here in east central Kansas, south of Manhattan, all the way down to El Dorado, Winfield, going to pick up the Howard and Sedan areas. But look what happens. This is good news as the sun goes down. So there's about 5 p.m. There's about 6 p.m. They drop down. So 26 knots. These are about 35 mile per hour winds all around east central Kansas. And they drop down a little bit. We go over to west central Missouri. Wind is going to pick up. This is about 6 to 7 p.m. So a little bit stronger than what we have right now. But as it goes through the evening, I don't see us getting those massive wind gusts over here in west central Missouri like you guys are going to see out in east central Kansas. So they do die down. Still strong, though. I'm expecting still some 30 mile per hour wind gusts. This is at about 11 o'clock tonight. So between 11 and midnight, we're still having strong wind gusts. The snow should be over. Remember, I think the snow fades out between about 9 and 10. In fact, we can go back to this exact time frame, and see that the snow is long gone. So there is 9 o'clock right there. So by 9 o'clock, hopefully, really most of us are out of the snow, but at 8 o'clock, we're still in it. So anyway, as the sun goes down, do still have plenty of wind gusts out there and increasing snow and one little band, one predominant band. Let's go back over here to this radar source. This one highlights it the best. So this might be our most significant band of snow, and that is just picking up here just south of Belton, headed to Peculiar and Harrisonville right now. So in terms of the heaviest snow that we might get, this lines up just great with that model data that I was showing you just a few minutes ago. So the worst of it in terms of the heaviest snow with these current wind gusts around 30 to 40 miles an hour might be getting ready to hit I-49. It's between 69 and 49 right now. So that is the situation, my friends. It is a whole different situation. Let's actually pop back over here to this radar source, and let's go down south and east. Look at this. We'll hit the Springfield radar. Good grief. Let me take the radar data out. You can see we have a tornado warning that picks up east of Springfield, goes up north and picks up Waynesville. And look at all of the severe thunderstorm warnings is what these are going to be, with tornado possible tags on them. So down here, we're talking around hail up to around 1.25 inches for the next 45 minutes down here. So we'll pop radar data back on, show you where these storms are right now. We'll put some velocity on there. Wow, super strong winds up here to the northeast of Kabul, between Kabul and Houston right now in this storm as well. So don't see anything. I mean, these are tornado possible thunderstorms down here. Nothing exciting right now, but these are the type of storm that can do it. And there is some upper level rotation in these as well, but don't see anything dropping right now. So lots to pay attention to down there. What a day. What a crazy weather day. So come back up here into our neighborhood and pick the snow out, and you guys can see. So, it's just going to be a few more minutes before we're all snow here in the 49 area of Butler and Passaic. Should be snowing in Anrat and Amsterdam right now. So that is your situation, windy and snowy through about 9 p.m. And then temperature just keeps dropping. In fact, I'm going to let you guys watch the radar, and let me go ahead and pull up temperature data here. I did not do that before I went live, but it won't take me a second here. I mean, you guys already know it's just going to keep getting colder. But let's see what has changed in that data here. Here we go. There we go. So let's see here. As we come up on 6 o'clock, actually, this may be a little bit behind because it shows I'm using actually Butler temperatures right now. Let's use Harrisonville temperatures. How about that? Boom. There we go. So it still has Harrisonville at 37 degrees at 6 o'clock. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a little bit colder than that. But let's look at midnight at around 26 degrees. By 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock a.m., 18. Looking for a low again. Harrisonville numbers down here in the teens. And then popping back up only to maybe around freezing tomorrow. So, wow, this feels like a crazy winter storm. While I'm in here, let me go ahead and put up the 10-day outlook. Again, these are Harrisonville, Missouri temperatures. Pretty awesome here. We just got to make it through this Monday morning. Wind chill values in the single digits, but in the teens for temps. And Tuesday morning, same thing again, but we do crawl up north of freezing by that time. So get word that a special weather statement has dropped. There it is. Okay, let me go ahead and put up a special weather statement for you guys, and we will read that together. Here we go. So special weather statement for this area here: Paola, Lacine, Mound City over in Kansas, Rich Hill, Butler, Adrian, Harrisonville, and out to Warrensburg and Clinton as well. So I have not read this yet. So here's what they're telling us. Brief reductions in visibility with a snow band moving through east central Kansas and west central Missouri. A snow band is located south of KC, moving through Miami and Lynn counties in Kansas into Cass and Bates in Missouri. Brief reductions in visibility to a half mile or less are expected with this snow band. The heaviest snow should last about 15 to 30 minutes and will likely cause roads to become wet. However, a slick spot or two, particularly on bridges and overpasses, cannot be ruled out. Cool, because if you have just been watching for the last 10 minutes, that's what I just said. So I think you guys are all well prepared. But here's your special weather statement, and they're giving you this for the next hour. So it's going to take us up to almost 5 o'clock for this, which is exactly when I think the heaviest of the snow band will start moving through. So a little bit of a mix. Possible down here. Got some eyes on the ground headed toward Rich Hill. We'll get a little report what's going on. No cameras down there that I can pick up for you guys. But radar telling me it's just a big mix right now. It is a wintry mix. It's cold, it's rainy, and it's going to transition to snow. So again, if you're just hopping on, good evening, first of all. But I'm watching for slick spots. If they develop, it's really down here between Butler and Rich Hill. This is precipitation type radar product, so it's actually showing me, based on radar returns, based on those echoes, what it thinks the precipitation type is. So it's pretty easy for the radar to differentiate between a raindrop and a snow dendrite. So we can trust this, but we can see a mix anywhere in this area. So we're looking at rainy conditions developing and possibly getting some slick spots down there between Butler and Rich Hill. So I'm looking out here west of Rich Hill. Cannot exactly tell if there are not a few wet spots on the pavement. I definitely see snow flurries. Definitely see snow flurries. So that is a good thing. And there's our latest radar return here, right to the west of Rich Hill. Let me bring that up and stop it where we should be transitioning over to mostly snow right in here. That's awesome. So, yeah. The quicker that we get out of this rain, it will not return. So the temperatures are dropping too rapidly for us to be talking about rain much longer than probably the next few minutes. So just take it easy if you are out and about, particularly south of the Butler area. It'd be kind of hard to see. I cannot see it right now. But we do have a special weather statement telling us that heavier snow bands are going to pop up. So visibility could be an issue in this area too, as well as a few possible slick spots. And the winds, right? And the winds. Although I don't think that west central Missouri, you saw me saying just a few minutes ago, is going to get the brunt of the winds. I think those are going to stay out in east central Kansas area. So let me check my messenger here. Anybody have any questions or any weather reports that I have not covered yet? Janice, what's up, Janice? Snowing pretty good in Drexel. She said that 12 minutes ago, so I bet it really is now. So good afternoon over there in Drexel. So there are wet spots on the roads, particularly west of Rich Hill. So know about that as it cools down. If it stays like it is right now, I don't know. But as it cools down, the pavement is wet, particularly west out there over Rich Hill, Missouri. So know about that. And with any luck, that will be the only area to watch. So okay, well, that is our situation. I think it's going to turn. I know it's going to turn all to snow here in just a few minutes. Like I say, temperatures, it's already about 32 degrees out here south of Ottawa, 33, 32 up towards Olathe. So we just look for this to move all over to snow. The winds are going to continue. The snow should drop off between 9 and 10 p.m. Really should not see any significant accumulation. Most of us not going to see any at all, and a few slick spots down south. So that is what I have. But get ready for tomorrow morning with those temperatures dropping down into the teens. Those wind chills in the single digits. This is crazy. It feels like late January all of a sudden. But I will keep watching things here, and I will let you know if there are any further developments. Keep it locked in to the Facebook page for posts, give you updates on there, and YouTube and TikTok as well for the live updates. All right, catch you later. See ya.